And action! Hey everyone, it's DrRic. Karen had a question about training, and there is no one formula for how much should you train, what should I do, because everybody has a different goal. Lose weight, get more fit, try to break disease presentation like fibromyalgia or chronic pain, or take care of knee problems because the previous exercise caused the knee pain, and you would think you just stop the exercise, but it actually just means fine-tuning. So either way, let's get into it. If this is the first time you're finding me, please hit the subscribe button down below and the alert button to find out when I put new videos out. Today's question will be termed, or today's answer will be termed push crash. So there's an exercise physiology term called push crash, and I think that most athletes will know with coaching or just self-observation about how much they can do before pain becomes a chronic thing. So we all try to get to the gym or get on the road or get on the boat or get on the bike to push the envelope and be better at performing those things that we do. In school age years, you want to be the best so you can express the best and hopefully win. But when you're finished with school age, for my millennials or my boomers, the objective is just to be moving. I mean, you don't want to wait till retirement to start exercising, because by that time, you'll be heavy, you'll have knee pain, you'll have a whole bunch of medicines for blood pressure, hypertension, cholesterol, that it'll be hard to initiate your exercise endeavors. So that's why it's important to always have, as part of your recipe for a healthy lifestyle, some form of exercise outside of work. So push crash. There is a goal on how much you're supposed to exercise. Usually I go back to what the medical standards are, and American Heart Association suggests that you should at least exercise 3 times to 5 times a week, and you try to get to a level of maximum heart rate, and there's formulas for calculating maximum heart rate for your age, but if you can sustain that for 30 minutes to up to 60 minutes, that's good. That will usually get you to the point that you have pushed back disease. Now, the question is, how do you do that? And I don't care. You can go to the gym, you can do walking, you can do hiking, you can do yoga, you can do plyometrics, CrossFit, anything. Even just strolling, but strolling with a backpack. I usually tell my older folks that if you just walk, cool, but put some resistance into it. And get a backpack, 2 gallons of water, it's about 16 pounds, gives you some resistance. But either way, the objective is to make muscle do its job. Muscle can provide you endorphin and enkephalin response, and that's kind of the same, those two hormones stimulate the same part of the brain as morphine, so it makes you feel good, because again, we're hardwired to feel good when we eat properly, when we sleep well, when we share in emotional happiness, and when we move. So again, the objective is to move. The question is, if you move too hard, and if you're just starting out, then it usually hurts. It hurts for about 48 to 72 hours. And I think that's reasonable. Now, having severe pain for 48 to 72 hours might be too much. And that's where you have to really hire a coach, a yoga instructor, personal trainer, a coach in the specific sport, bike, run, or swim. And they can be the eyes on to push you hard enough, but not too hard. They can also give you some suggestions on rescuing your 48 to 72 hour flare-up with certain techniques: stretching, ice, heat, anti-inflammatories, change of food. So it's very important to consider hiring a coach. And I know this is where a lot of the boomers will say, I can't afford a coach. And can you afford hitting the wall and having pain for more than 72 hours? And that's the push crash part. Because if you exercise and have bad knees, and you're kind of doing the exercises that you were taught in high school, which is just gym class, you might not be doing justice to the endeavors that you want. So if you hire somebody, they usually have had some experience. They can go in and out with certain clients, so they'll have a regiment of what they would probably do or construct or design for you to avoid the persistent pain. We want you to exercise as trainers, as life coaches who want people to move, to burn calorie, to feel better, to have that endorphin and enkephalin high several times a week, but we also don't want to induce discomfort. So pushing the envelope with perceived exertion, maximal heart rate, muscle fatigue would be important. But you don't want to get to the point of crashing. Crashing would be more than 72 hours of pain, more than moderate pain, interruption of sleep, or having to call out sick because you've pushed too hard. Back pain flare-ups, a knee pain flare-up because you exercised too aggressively. And here's the thing with endorphin and enkephalin. When you're exercising, you'll have that hormonal wave hit you and you'll feel really good. Heart rate will feel real good, most people. And sometimes your concept or your perception of pain will be altered. So you might not be able to listen to when your knee is really starting to flare up. You'll say, it's just okay, I'm fine, I feel great. And then, or your back. And then 72 hours, 48 hours later, you really have a flare up of your quiet closet discomforts from before. So it is important to push, but over the course of time, if you become very good at this, you push to the point of the brink of pain where you know you're going to have lasting discomfort, just so you can challenge the muscle. And this brings up another thing. So pushing with a coach, you're supposed to keep eyes on. If you hire the wrong coach, or if you're in a large group, sometimes a coach can't keep an eye individually on you, and they get hired for the efforts of the group. And the worst thing you would want is you try to keep up with the group, but you get hurt, then you drop out. So there's dynamics in a group setting of exercise that keeps you going, keeps you engaged, especially when you're about to fail. You take the energy of the group and you accelerate your stick point, or you're hitting the wall. But at the same time, a good coach is supposed to keep eyes on everybody to say, you hold back and you all continue on. And if it's a good coach, they won't demean you, but they'll just say, okay, you hold back, but you try this instead, until you adapt, until you build up, and then you accelerate to the point where you're better than the group, or just as good as the group. So there is value in experience. Those of you who are athletes or participated in many different forms of sports when you were in school age years, cool, you probably have some experience, but as you get older, I would challenge you that there's other things as the decades roll by that you might not have experienced way back when, and you might want to, if you're hitting the wall, if you don't hit your goals, might want to engage other folks to tap their brain. So that's what I love to be a life coach for, is I've rifled through marathons, triathlons, hiking, yoga, bodybuilding, so I have a wealth of knowledge that I can share with everybody. In addition to being sports medicine and integrative medicine. So I love to share things. That's why I do these videos. But at the same time, I want to push the envelope for my patients and those of you who watch these videos. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, put them on the comments down below, and stay tuned for the next video. So I'll see you in the clinic.